The midnight air in your room is stagnant, thick with the silence of a city that never quite sleeps. You sit at your desk, the blue light of your phone casting sharp, artificial shadows across your face. The Wyndra app is open, its icon pulsing with a rhythmic, unnatural amber hue that seems to bleed slightly into the pixels of your screen. You tap the screen, finally whispering the words.
Start the adventure.
The air in the room suddenly drops in temperature, turning your breath into thin, ghostly wisps. The app doesn't just load. It shrieks, a high metallic sound that vibrates through your teeth. The shelves lining your wall begin to shudder, books tumbling to the floor as the very geometry of the room warps. The walls seem to stretch, bending like melting wax toward the glowing, swirling vortex erupting from your device. Gravity fails, and you feel yourself dragged forward, not by a physical hand, but by a gravitational pull that demands everything you are. You hit the cold, hard stone of the floor. The silence here is absolute, save for the echo of your own rapid heartbeat. Standing over you, silhouetted against the swirling, kaleidoscopic light of the vaulted ceiling, are two figures. One carries himself with the regal, heavy air of a king. The other watches you with eyes that seem to track the threads of your own fate. The world is vast, terrifying, and profoundly quiet. King Hilarious and Mara watch you, waiting to see if the outsider has survived the trip. The air in the codex is crisp, smelling of ozone and ancient parchment. You scramble to your feet, the obsidian floor cool and slick beneath your bare soles. As you stand, the dizzying architecture of the hall comes into focus. Endless rows of towering, arched doorways stretching into the shimmering, ink-streaked dark above. Each door is framed in a different material. Some of rusted iron, others of vibrant, living wood or pulsing, translucent crystal. They hum with a low, discordant vibration that resonates in your chest.
Be careful, outsider. Those thresholds are not merely wood and stone. They are the arteries of stories long abandoned, and they do not always welcome the touch of a stranger.
He is right. Some paths are frayed, worn thin by the corruption that leaches into this place. You were brought here because the stories are dying, Wyndra. We are the keepers of the archives, but we lack the spark to mend what has been broken.
Mara gestures toward a door of frosted glass that seems to be shivering, its frame coated in a fine, dark frost that defies the ambient warmth of the codex.
The Codex remembers your potential, even if you do not yet understand it. You are the catalyst. If you wish to understand your purpose, you must choose where the mending begins.
The world doors loom before you, each pulsing with a different frequency of light. You feel a strange pull toward the frosted glass door, though the nearby arch of polished copper calls to you with the steady, rhythmic ticking of a clock. The wind bites at your skin, carrying the scent of damp earth and coming rain. Before you lies the tract, a rugged, unforgiving expanse of rock and scrub. Kaelin rests a hand on the hilt of her dagger, her fox ears twitching as she surveys the silence. Beside her, Rhea is already unfurling a map, tracing the line of the river with a finger.
This is it. The land the officials deemed worthless. From today, it belongs to us.
Worthless to them, maybe, but I see potential in these stones, Wyndra. We just need to make sure no one else sees it before we're ready.
The river is high, but the ground here by the ruins is solid. If we want to survive the season, we start by anchoring the tents.
The weight of the charter rests in your pocket, a fragile promise of autonomy. Before the light fades completely, you must decide the immediate focus for your small band. The chill of the wind intensifies as you lead the way toward the northern tree line. The ground beneath your feet is uneven, a tangle of stubborn roots and loose shale, but the promise of timber and wild herbs keeps your pace steady. You motion for Rhea and Kaelin to spread out slightly, casting an eye over the dense, gnarled canopy ahead.
If we are to build more than a temporary shelter, this wood is our lifeline. Let's see what the earth is willing to provide.
I'll track the thicker stands of pine. They'll be easier to haul back down to the ridge than the hardwoods near the ravine.
And I'll scout for the herbs. If there's anything edible or healing in this soil, I'll find it before the sun drops.
You push through a wall of brambles into the heart of the forest. The light here is dappled and golden, filtering through the branches in thin, dusty shafts. It is quiet, a heavy, expectant silence, but you find signs of game and sturdy, straight-trunked timber that could sustain your initial construction for weeks. As the shadows grow longer, the potential of the woodland is clear, but your time is finite. You must decide how to conclude this initial survey before nightfall forces your return to the camp. The morning light stretches across the floorboards of the hearthside, turning the dust motes into tiny, suspended flecks of gold. Your shop is quiet, the familiar scent of dried chamomile and floor wax clinging to the air like a comfortable blanket. Outside, the muffled sounds of Tamble's waking market, the distant rumble of a cart, the low murmur of early traders, remind you that another day of business has arrived. You stand behind the counter, your hands resting on the smooth, well-worn wood, waiting for the first knock on the door or the turn of the brass bell.
Another day, another set of needs to meet. Let us see what Tamble brings to my door today.
The morning is peaceful, the shelves are stocked, and the town is just beginning its cycle of commerce. You have a few moments before the first customer is likely to arrive. You move to the small, iron-wrought hearth in the corner of the shop. The ritual of tea is one you know by heart. The copper kettle settles over the low-burning embers, and soon the sharp, clean aroma of dried mint and elderberry rises to mingle with the steady scent of old parchment and wood wax. You pour the water, watching the leaves swirl into a deep, mossy green, and lean against the counter. The shop is a sanctuary of stillness, a rare pocket of calm before the rhythm of Tamble's market truly takes hold. For these few minutes, you are simply Wyndra, the man who tends to the town's ailments, rather than the poet or the artist. You lift the ceramic cup, the warmth seeping into your palms, and stare through the front window. The morning sun catches the gold embroidery of your robe, making the intricate floral patterns shimmer against the deep red of your tunic. A stray cat trots past the door, its tail flicking with purpose, and you find yourself smiling at the simple, quiet order of it all.
Let the world wake up at its own pace. There is no urgency in a well-brewed cup of tea.
As you take a final, lingering sip of the tea, the brass bell above the door gives a cheerful, singular chime. The heavy oak door swings open, admitting a gust of fresh morning air and a familiar, hurried figure. It is Tivno, a local merchant you have known for years, and he looks as though he has already been through 3 crises before the sun has fully climbed the horizon.